Hi, I'm live. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Live on Facebook and YouTube today. Yeah, I might just wait a minute, see if anyone joins me. My name's Karen Pullen, and I have a cooking demo every Wednesday at 2. At least I try to be consistent about that. Plant-based cooking is my thing, and I try to show people you can make practically anything plant-based. Try to normalize it as a simple and easy way of preparing food in order to keep healthy and be kinder to animals. And it's also very good for the environment if we could all eat a lot less meat. So that's what I do. And if you are joining me, just say hi in the comments and I will know somebody's watching. I know sometimes some people do hop on. So what I'm going to make today is potato salad, which is one of my favorite foods. And the problem with potato salad is the mayonnaise. The dressing is often mostly fat, actually. Even plant-based mayonnaises are mostly oil. The first ingredient is going to be soybean oil or canola oil. So, and I have another plant-based dressing I make, which is cashews and aquafaba. That's a little lower in fat. It's still quite a bit of fat anytime you've got cashews in it. This version I'm going to make today is just made from silken tofu. So I will get started. Okay, so what I have done is some prep. So I will show you, because I know you guys do not want to just watch me chop vegetables. I've already cut up the vegetables for the potato salad. I also have a big bowl here of cut up potatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and start those cooking because they will take a few minutes. So let me drain them. They've been sitting in water. I have a pot behind me, a pot of salted water boiling. Actually, let's go back to just a wide angle. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the boiling water, and they should cook really fast because they're relatively small chunks. In fact, I'm going to set my timer for maybe 6 minutes, because I think that'll be long enough. All right, so the second thing I'm going to do is just sort of consolidate all these vegetables into a bowl. Anita, hi, thanks for commenting from Vegas. It must be earlier in the day there. I'm going to get a big bowl for the potato salad. I could have done this earlier. I wasn't quite sure what size bowl. So I'll just talk a bit about what's going in here. So potato salad basically is potatoes, and then we add some other vegetables to kind of liven it up a little bit. At least I do. I know there are purists out there that just say, no, just potatoes. But I like to put all different kinds of vegetables in it. So I've cut up some, okay, here's a good time to switch. I've cut up some celery. This was about 3 stalks. I cut up half of a red bell pepper. And you can put any kind of vegetables in you want. Some people might use some bits of zucchini or radishes. I think this was around 3 pieces of carrot. So it's about half a cup. Then onion. I like red onion in my potato salad. You can also use, of course, green onion or chives or anything kind of oniony, but I'm very fond of red onion. And that was half of a red onion chopped up. I like to put a little bit of olives in. My husband really likes olives. So this is just maybe a 1/4 cup. It's not very many. And then the recipe says 2 dill pickles. I didn't have any. These are sweet gherkins. And again, it's about 1/3 cup. I just chopped them up. I like that pickled, that tangy vinegar that you get. And it's also kind of sweet in a pickle. All right, one more thing. Just going to mix this up a little bit, and then we're going to make the vegan mayo from silken tofu. This is really pretty, all these different colors. Let me set this aside for a minute. I'm going to try to make the vegan mayo in my NutriBullet because I love my NutriBullet. I try to make everything in here instead of using a blender. I need to get a spoon. I think I'm all ready, and then it turns out I'm not. So I'm just using silken tofu. This is Mayo silken tofu. It's a pound. It should make about 2 cups, maybe a little bit more of this silken tofu mayo. So silken tofu is just regular tofu, but it has more water in it. We can't press it because it's very soft. It would just mash it. So I just drained it a little bit. There wasn't much water in it to drain off. I'm going to put the whole thing in the NutriBullet cup. So like I said, this makes about 2 cups, and we're going to use about half of it in the potato salad. The rest, it's just like mayonnaise. You can keep it in your fridge and use it like mayonnaise. You can make other kinds of salads with it, or you can mix other herbs or spices with it to make a different type of dressing. I have a Penzeys Green Goddess spice mix that I think I will add to what's left here, make a Green Goddess dressing. Okay, so what else is in this? I've got to get my recipe. So we're going to add some tang to it with a little apple cider vinegar and some lemon juice. Half a tablespoon. I actually have a half a tablespoon measure of apple cider vinegar. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I found these seedless lemons at the grocery store. Let's see, 2 tablespoons. I am actually going to measure it this time. So I have a measure here. And see how much lemon juice I get. Looks like I'm getting about a tablespoon, maybe a little more. Yeah, I'm almost getting 2 tablespoons from half a lemon. Get a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that's our acid. It calls for half a teaspoon of salt, which is fine. That's fine. I am going to actually substitute some miso today. I really like to put miso in. My timer's going off. I want to check the potatoes. Okay, they are not done. So I'm giving them 3 more minutes. Anyway, I was going to say, miso is fermented soybean. It adds a depth of flavor often. Since we're not using eggs in this, we want to try to add something that adds a little depth of flavor, and miso will do that. So I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of the miso. I'll taste it later and see if I think it needs salt. But this is just a substitute I'm going to make. Ooh, that's a tiny amount of miso. I don't know if you all can see that. This is just half a teaspoon's worth. Miso is salty. In fact, it never spoils. If you buy a tub, you think I'm never going to use that. You don't have to use it all at once because it lasts forever in the refrigerator. Anita said, I can't read the sign over your right shoulder. Okay, well, someone gave me this. It's super cute. It's just cute. Chuck was cute. Would he like 5-star review for my kitchen? Okay, so that was the salt. We're going to add a little mustard. Obviously, mayonnaise always has to have mustard in it. And my recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons, which is actually half a tablespoon. So I'm going to use the same half a tablespoon measure. It's about that much. And a teaspoon of maple syrup. So we're hitting all of the flavor profile in this mayonnaise. This is my teaspoon measure. Whoops, got a little extra in there. Little extra maple syrup, never hurt anybody. And a pinch of black salt, Kalanama black salt. If you can see, it's not really black, it's sort of pink. It's a very sulfuric salt, and it makes things taste like eggs. So I am just going to stick my fingers in here and grab a pinch. A little goes a long way. Okay, those are the ingredients. I was using this. I was using my NutriBullet this morning to make a smoothie, so I'm just making sure there's not any banana left in the blade. I washed it. Okay, I'm going to put the blade on, turn it upside down. Now there's nothing really here to chop up. There goes my timer again. I'm going to check the potatoes. Okay, they're almost done. Hi, Katrina. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, good to see you. Just glad to see you here. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the mayonnaise. There's nothing really here to chop up. We don't have to run it a long time. We're just going to try to blend the ingredients, get it, even creamier. So I'm sorry this is loud. I'm just going to turn this on for a second. All right, let's see. This is not going to be quite as gelled as jarred mayonnaise. Regular mayonnaise and even plant-based mayonnaise, having a lot of oil, everything gets quite emulsified. So it does kind of gel up. This, we don't have that. Katrina says, what are you making? I'm making a plant-based mayonnaise to go into this potato salad that I'm making. So the potato salad is actually, we're just waiting for the potatoes to cook. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, if there's enough light here. I am going to just kind of try to show you the consistency of it. You can see it's a little bit pourable. It's like a very thick salad dressing, which is really what we want. And I want to taste it. I'm just going to taste it on the blade here. See what I'm tasting. I like the way it tastes. I'll tell you what I don't taste. I do not taste tofu. Tofu has a distinct taste to me. It's not in here because of all the lemon juice and the vinegar and the maple syrup and the miso and all of that. It's blended really well. All right, I'm going to check these potatoes. Somehow I have misplaced, oh yeah, this is what I want, one in my spoon. The potatoes are done. You can tell, you just stick a fork or knife and they're tender. There's no resistance, but we don't want them to get mushy. So I'm just going to take them over here to my sink and drain them. Had to get stuff out of the sink first. Okay, we're going to drain these potatoes. Now they're hot, of course, boiling hot. And at this point, we have an option to cool them. And one way to cool them is just to spread out a dish towel and, spread them out on a dish towel and let the steam evaporate and let them dry out a little bit and let them cool. But since we're doing this live and you guys have things to do probably rather than just watch that whole process, I'm going to go ahead and just put the hot potatoes in with these vegetables. Again, I really think these are very pretty. Okay. Another thing I could do, but I'm not going to do, is put these in some ice water. But I just want to go ahead and dump them in my big bowl. Fortunately, I did get a big bowl. Mix these up. And then we're going to add a generous amount of this mayonnaise. Katrina's talking to me in the comments, which is fine. All right, so you can see how much mayonnaise I have. It's a good bit. I mean, we did put in a pound of the silken tofu. So what I'm going to do is just sort of spoon this in and just as I go along, see how much I have. Do I need more? It does make a really nice dressing. Okay, so I put in about a half a cup. I'm going to put in another spoonful. And then we'll just start stirring this up. And I think the amount of dressing you put in is a matter of taste. Some people like it with a lot of dressing. Other people say, well, I want to eat the potatoes and vegetables more than I want to eat the dressing. It's not oily at all. There is absolutely no oil whatsoever in this dish. So it's not really going to coat the things the way, an oily mayonnaise would coat the potatoes. And I kind of feel, for my purposes, that this is good. If you were making it, you might want a little more, but we have put in, I put in almost half of this. So I put in almost a cup already. The last thing I would do before serving this, well, actually I forgot the dill and paprika, didn't I? It always helps, Karen, it always helps to look at your recipe. I like to add little green flakes of things. So the parsley, I have some dried parsley, and I'm going to put in a tablespoon of dried parsley. I did think there was something missing. And then I really like dill. Dill is one of those herbs that some people, I think it's like cilantro. Some people don't like it. It's genetic. I really like dill. So if you come to my house, you might get dill. So I'm putting in a little less than a tablespoon of the dill. Ooh, that really makes it very green. But we're going to stir this in. And if you remember, I didn't put any salt in this potato salad. So before I'm finished, I'm going to taste it and see if I think it needs a grind or two of salt. I think it's really pretty with all the vegetables, though. So let me get a fork. See if I think it needs anything else. It's a pretty forgiving dish. You can add or subtract any of these ingredients. The only thing you have to have is potatoes. I'm liking all the vegetables. And I do think it needs salt. So I'm going to just grind my salt. When I cook the potatoes, I cook them in salted water, and they absorb some salt flavor that way. I think that's a really good way to get salt flavor into vegetables without dumping a lot of salt on the finished dish on your plate. Just cook them in some salted water. Okay. And the last thing I was going to add to this, and actually I usually add it after I put the potato salad in a nice bowl. This is sort of a mixing bowl. So let me get a prettier bowl. Just going to get a small bowl so I can illustrate. Then we put a little paprika on top. I think that's pretty traditional for potato salad. Yeah, just this paprika, I don't have a thing with holes, so I'm afraid it would come out too fast. So I've got to put a little in my hand and do it this way. There we go. We're all done with the potato salad. Now I'm going to try it again. Sorry you're not here to help me eat this up. It's good. You know, I'm getting celery. I had a little bite of olive with that one. So I like the crunch of the vegetables. The mayonnaise is, I'm not getting that oily mayonnaise taste, but there's enough dressing here, so I can tell it's got some dressing on it, but not a ton. I'm going to just keep eating. Okay, well, that's my demonstration for today. Plant-based mayonnaise and potato salad. And I made quite a bit. I also should tell you that the amount of potatoes I put in here, I had a 5-pound bag. It had 16 potatoes in there. I counted them up. And so I took half of them. This was 8 potatoes that I cut up. And it makes a ton. We'll probably be eating this for a few days. But we really like it. We'll have it with our salads at lunchtime. We'll probably have a spoonful or two every night with our supper. It'll get eaten. Plus I like to go in the fridge and just sneak a little bit here and there when I need a snack. Okay, so I'm finished, and let's see if there's any comments I need to answer. Katrina says she's coming to my house. Well, honey, you'll have to go to the airport because I know Katrina lives in Texas. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back next week. I don't know what I'm going to make. This weekend is one of my cooking classes, and I'm going to cook, 5, 6, 7 different recipes. So maybe I'll pull one from that class and make it again on Wednesday. Because usually when I do a cooking class, and I think I have 7 people coming, they take all the leftovers. They take it all home. So I don't usually get to eat much except just tasting it. That's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next Wednesday. I hope oh gosh, that was a quick class, not even 25 minutes. I'll see you next Wednesday at 2:00. Be well, eat your plants. Thanks for watching.